Nuggets. 10-8 Denver. John Lucas, who a myriad of personal problems, and maybe they're all behind him now. He's played excellent basketball for the Spurs. Gervin improvised a shot and missed, and here come the Nuggets. Williams, nice move in the middle. Back to Vandeweghe. Kiki is 3 for 3, and the Nuggets lead by 4.
Boy, looks letter perfect. You know, looking out right now, even though the teams are running, nobody's sweating yet, Ron. And I got to believe once these teams really warm up, we could have another Detroit-Denver game.
That means we'll be here a long time tonight as Lucas hits nothing but net.
Here comes the Nuggets again.
12-10. We have only played 3 minutes. Issel is open. No good, and Roberts pulls it down.
Boy, what a tempo. Now look, 3 Spurs standing in the backcourt.
Lucas takes it all the way, misses the layup. Rob Williams comes back the other way for Denver.
But there's a lot of folks back there. 3 of them didn't get down, but they still get a layup.
Issel didn't care. He barged through the lane, laid it up and in. He's got 4, and the Nuggets lead 14-10.
Bob Bass just shakes his head. Fred Roberts just let him go, didn't step in front. And 3 Spurs down there, and they did nothing.
Inside to Gilmore. He's hardly touched it tonight. A little out of his range, and he proved it. Brown has it taken away. Banks moves in on Issel. Spurs are back. Williams tried to hit Issel. Vanderpool picked up the loose ball and laid it in.
Well, I tell you what, Bob Bass has got to be furious with Artis Gilmore. He has done nothing. Twice people have gone in his face as Gervin gets a couple at the other end. But Artis has got to come across and stuff somebody for Bob Bass.
Artis has been next to non-existent. Now he gets in the act, and Bill Oakes calls him for a foul. His first. Breakneck pace, which the Nuggets want. They lead 16-12 as you look at
some tired ball players, Ron. Issel sucking for air. There goes Dan moving without the basketball. Gets a return from Alex English. You see that a lot. Well, I tell you, the bench is really going to be important for both teams tonight.
And it's not the same San Antonio bench that you basketball fans may be used to. Gone people like Billy Paltz and Mike Dunleavy.
Well, you bring up the last one. He never really played that well against the Nuggets, but Dunleavy around the league did a great job for San Antonio.
I could never understand why they gave up on these two.
You know, and Billy Paltz, when he played for Doug Moe, he would outlet, he would hit the jumper, hit the hook shot. Always seemed to be on a champion.
He's still got a job now down in Atlanta as Gervin starting to heat up. Irv, he's got 8. And you can't let Gervin just get off the mark early.
Look at this, nobody's on him.
No good, Lucas the rebound.
But look at Artis, he's still not going down the court.
Gervin misses, Artis goes for the tip, and the ball. Mike Evans and Danny Shays will check in for the Nuggets.
Doug's going to the bench very early, and I got to believe Bob Bass is going to have to, particularly with the altitude change for the Spurs players.
Well, he hasn't yet. We'll see if Mike Mitchell plays it all. That would really be a tough break for the Spurs if Mitchell cannot go tonight. Shays fights with Gervin, and Gervin comes up with it. 18-14 Denver. Just started here from McNichols Sports Arena. Banks got in low and laid it in.
Good pass by big Artis. So the Spurs cut it down to 2 as Artis is starting to get involved now.
Vanderlei goes right by Banks, and they'll call the foul out there. That is 2 fouls now on a man known as Tinkerbell, Gene Banks. And the Spurs shorthanded, they can ill afford any foul trouble. 6:40 to go in this first period. Denver 18, San Antonio 16. This is the Cable Sports Network.
Well, you won't want to miss the exciting All-Star Super Saturday. Tickets for this event on sale. Included in this day-long prelude to the All-Star game will be the East-West practices, the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship, and the Schick American Airlines Old Timers game. The Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship will feature the doctor of basketball, Julius Erving, defends the title from '76. Now, Dr. J will be challenged by NBA greats like Dominique Wilkins, Michael Cooper, and, of course, the rookie sensation, Ralph Sampson. Rosters for the Old Timers game will include former greats Rick Barry, Hal Greer, and many more. All seats reserved are priced at just $3 each if purchased in advance. Tickets available at the Nuggets Arena box office and at all Datatix outlets in the Denver department stores. Ron, we were wondering about the biggest quarter the Nuggets have had. 48 at Golden State on November 17th.
Nuggets have 47 points in the first quarter, and Alex English does not have a point. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it really is.
Alex back in, quick hands of Issel, but Bill Oakes will call Dan for the foul.
interesting. Hugh Evans came over and gave us the high signs, up and down, up and down. You got to be in shape to referee. You know, the best time they've ever gotten on a treadmill in this country is held by Jim Tunney, the NFL official who used to work some basketballs. He got an offensive call. He did 37 minutes down in Dallas. He beat Roger Staubach, and then Staubach came back and beat that after he was out of football.
That's amazing. Now an offensive foul. The last one was on Gilmore, and this one is on Issel. Both of the big guys have 2.
Not a good decision that time by Dan. Artis had the baseline, did a good job keeping his position.
Okay, Gervin got Carter up and shot right over him. George has 12, and the Nuggets lead is 5. Howard Carter is off quickly again tonight. He was our player of the game Saturday night. He's got 8 already tonight.
Ron, unlike that first period at Golden State when the Nuggets led 48-32, this one is pretty tight.
There's Carter, takes the ball away from Gervin, has Banks to beat. He does. Howard Carter has another steal. Carter has 10. Anderson to Carter. He's got 12. And the Nuggets lead by 11.
Boy, Bob Bass needs a timeout. He calls it. Whoa, what an explosion.
Howard Carter on fire. As the Nuggets spurt quickly here in this second period. 10:54 to go in period number 2. As the Nuggets now have taken a 53-42 lead. The man that set up Carter that time, Richard Anderson, coming off a 20-point, 10-rebound performance Saturday, something that he talked about with Irv Brown.
Rich, you really got cooking against Dallas. A great evening.
Well, finally, after a couple weeks in a slump, I finally I got a chance to get loose since we were ahead by 20 points most of the game, so I felt pretty good.
Has Doug asked you to lose some weight?
No, nobody's really asked me to lose some weight. You know, when you sit on the bench, you know, as much as we do with Kiki and Alex playing a lot of minutes, there's a tendency to, you know, eat, you know, what you should and too much, and you don't get a chance to exercise that off too much. So we're just going to see a doctor who put me on the right foods. Nutritionist, something of that sort.
On that thing, they throw the lob too to him if you're off too far, you know what I mean? And I would try, I think, something over the top of that screen. Rob, take mine.
So you got a chance to hear Doug Moe as Rob Williams will come in for Mike Evans, so it'll be English, Issel Williams, Howard Carter, and Richard Anderson.
Ron, Illinois, Indiana into the second overtime, tied at 61. Bobby Knight coach a little bit. He's got a young team.
You think Bobby's working hard tonight?
We're going to see him Sunday.
I'm going to give you a little plug. You're going to do a clinic for Bobby Knight Sunday morning in Indianapolis.
And then that night we're going to do Indiana and the New Jersey Nets.
That's right.
Bobby's going to come to the ball game. We'll have some fun.
It'll be a pleasure to work with Irv Brown on that broadcast. As Gilmore throws it up, no, but that will be 3 fouls.
Well, that's happened real suddenly. 10:44 left. Ooh, tough go. Danny Shays has got to ice the puck against Artis Gilmore now. His ball club leads it by 11, and tough assignment.
Did you say Danny has to ice the puck?
Yeah, kind of keep.
I like that. That was a new one from you, and I thought I'd run out of new ones from you. I like that one.
Never listen. Never. You get the sports mixed up, the whole thing, you know.
You will have to hold Gilmore off.
Well, that's I should have said, but I
like that.
You like that one? Okay.
I do.
Detroit beat Indiana 112-96. Trapuka 25, Kellogg 23.
Pistons playing well.
Oh, what an effort by Artis to make English change the angle.
There's Paxson. He'll be picked up by Rob Williams. Over to Banks. Spurs move it well. Inside it goes to Gilmore. He misses, and Gilmore working hard, and it's San Antonio ball.
Danny Shays did a good job that time on Artis as he went to the hole. Normally he knocks that one down. Boston 135, Golden State 112. New Jersey at home defeating Chicago 120-105. Birdsong with 23.
Offensive offensive foul. It's on Gene Banks.
Philadelphia beat Washington 121-99. Tony with 26. Dallas and Utah in a toughie. Boy, I tell you, Frank Layton's guys refused to full run. 79-77 after 3 favors Dallas.
English way off, but Anderson comes out of the pack. Shays drives in and lays it in. Nice move by Shays on a good feed from Anderson.
This is a time when a guy can really come of age and really help his ball club. Issel will have to sit it out till the start of the second half. And Danny Shays got a big hoop.
And Nuggets do a great job, as you saw, of doubling up on Gervin, and here they come. Williams, good pass to English, plays it up and in, and he's fouled.
Boy, his first bucket was a great effort. He's got a chance to give the Nuggets a 14-point lead. Let's take a look at the pass. This is what a point guard is supposed to do, and this is what the leading scorer in the NBA did a bunch last year. That's his first hoop. He'll warm up.
Nuggets beginning to put things together tonight. It's 57-44 as John Lucas and Edgar Jones return. T.R. Dunn checks in for Howard Carter, who had a great stint. Carter leads with 12.
Boy, that's encouraging, isn't it? #1 pick, go out and get you that type of production. It was negated, unfortunately, by Edgar Jones off the bench.
Yeah, Howard Carter, if he can play like this on a consistent basis, give you a guard to back up Dunn, some points. Lou Evans stops it.
Well, they got Danny Shays trying to fight through a pick, and he was all over Artis Gilmore. First 13 foul now on the Nuggets. First one on Shays.
Roberts, Gilmore, Jones, Gervin, and Lucas. That is Lucas, guarded by Williams. Over to Gervin. Back into Roberts, who moves on Vandeweghe, who's back in and misses. Jones gets it back. And now the Nuggets have it. Williams will bring it up. Rob's been quiet so far.
Look at that. Look at Williams compete.
Well, I'll tell you, Williams fighting in there, and Gervin got a hand on it and knocked it away. He gets it back. Well, he just improvised in the air and got the bucket.
Ron had thought the Spurs got an offensive rebound a moment ago, and to my knowledge, that's the first one they have. You know, normally Denver has a tough time keeping them off the boards.
Kiki Vandeweghe. Vandeweghe has 17. The Nuggets lead 60-46. 8:45 to go in this first half. Gervin backs Dunn in, goes back to Lucas. Fine drive by Lucas and short and Dunn the rebound.
Strategy really paid off that time as they packed it in, and Lucas really flat with that shot.
Hey, Williams goes by Lucas, and Gervin reached in again and stole it. And Vandeweghe steals it back.
Well, that was great hustle. Looked like Lucas had an easy one.
Williams. No good. Edgar Jones takes the rebound. Only Dunn and Williams back. Gilmore gave it up to Lucas. And he missed, and Shays took it away from Gilmore.
Bodies all over the floor. The Nuggets are 3-on-2 if they can find it.
This is shirts and skins, as Herb likes to call it. And Alex hits 60-46. Back comes Gilmore, and he stops. Okay, we're looking at 300 points tonight.
I think so. You know, that's the one thing you would love to see, though. I think you start playing defense as soon as the shot goes up. You got to give up something. There's been too many easy ones. If people aren't playing defense till it's over.
But look at Dunn, right inside. Couldn't get the layup.
Spurs are tired, round 3, but not coming down the court.
Spurs are beat. Roberts isn't, though. He lays it in. That's got Doug Moe upset.
Well, it should have. Nobody was down there, and they just didn't defense it. Doug wants a timeout. The lead's down to 12.
Tickets for the NBA's All-Star Saturday are now on sale. The day-long prelude.
7:27 to go in this first half. Denver 62 and San Antonio 50. This is the Cable Sports Network.
And your mistress.
Come on, let's get it right back up now. Let's go. Let's go, fellas.
Well, we caught the tail end of Doug Moe, and I think we'll hear a lot of them throughout the night, but I think he's basically just telling his team, you know, let's keep running, don't let up here. We get a 14-point lead, don't relax. Irv Brown now giving some advice to Bill Oakes as Bill comes over to the press table, as you can see. Bill shaking his head, or Irv shaking his head no. I'm not going to ask you what he asked you. You veteran referees are all alike. You stick together.
He said we need a third.
And Herb said, thanks, but no thanks. Although you've always contended it was an easy job. As Vandeweghe on the alley-oop.
Nice. That was a call play from the bench.
19 for Vandeweghe.
Well, when that thing works, it just gets everybody cooking, doesn't it? Michael Cooper, L.A., and they'll be in here on Friday night. He does that as well as anybody in the league.
Cooper, of course, will be one of the designated dunkers. T.R. Dunn takes it away from Edmondson. Goes up. No. Dunn gets it back, though. I think Evans might have knocked it out. Or
got it left.
Vandeweghe's open.
Well, that's a good job by T.R. First of all, to take the basketball away from Edmondson.
Spurs did not hustle back. Vandeweghe came back, and none of the Spurs did. They're tired, Irv. Bill Oakes stops it.
Right, you're right.
Chase.
And if the Nuggets will do what Doug wants them to do, just run them.
They had a rough game last night up in Portland. Tough place to play. They got up early this morning, came in. They're without Johnny Moore. They're without Mike Mitchell. They only played 9 men last night, and it's taking its toll.
And I think if you just remind them of the altitude. Look at that shot. What a brick.
Here comes Vandeweghe. Nuggets have a 3-on-2. Edgar Jones hustles back. Hanslick's open. Now he takes it, and it's short. Dunn the rebound. TR, a demon on those boards. Comes off to Evans now. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Over to Hanslick. Back over to Vandeweghe. Kiki's got 21 already. Gets it to Shays. He'll pop from outside. Good, and the Spurs get it. 66-50 Denver. Edmondson will keep throwing up shots till they go in.
Boy, Artis Gilmore just killed Danny Shays at the other end.
And Shays now walks up behind Gilmore. He got decked.
Boy, that was a retaliatory thing. Doug Moe says, did you not see that, Hugh? Talking to Hugh Evans. You know, we said that Denver would have to just keep things the same with Dan Issel out of there. Well, 5:58. Denver by 16, because they've done a very good job. TR has 5 boards, 4 of them on the offensive end. Here comes McNamara in.
Doug Moe working over Hugh Evans. You can see him now on the top of your screen.
Well, he's really upset because Shays could have been hurt that time.
Foul Irv was on Roberts. That's 3, so he leaves and McNamara comes back.
You know, it's interesting, Ron. We talked about officiating a moment ago. Hugh Evans and Bill Oakes had nothing to do with that. That was between Shays and Artis Gilmore, but the stripes always get blamed.
That's true. The Shays will be a very physical player.
Danny will have to match up with Edgar Jones. No, he's got McNamara. I stand corrected. Edgar Jones being picked up by Kiki, and Edgar had a good shooting first quarter.
Jones has 10. Lucas started by Evans. Into Jones. And he walks.
Ron, with all due respect to Johnny Moore, they really need him. Due respect, I should say, to John Lucas. Moore really gets it up and down the floor.
I think he proved without a doubt in playoffs that he is a fine point guard. It's done, beat Gervin, but he blew the layup. But he was fouled. And the foul's on Gervin.
TR now has 5 offensive hoops, 5 offensive boards. Here he goes, misses the layup, but he continues to go over there and fight, and he gets an opportunity. Well, I beg your pardon, ball is out of bounds, no shooting foul.
Irv, this is the kind of situation where when you look in the box score tomorrow, Vandeweghe lays another one in. You may not see a lot of points from Dunn, but you won't realize what a contribution he made.
Nuggets have 70 points. We have 5 minutes left in the half.
Edmondson hits. Remember, their record, Irv, is 184.
But that was an overtime. That's double overtime.
It's TR done again. Vandeweghe. No good. Hey, Kiki Vandeweghe may be looking at a big night as Evans gets a hand on it. Still San Antonio ball, but you can see the Nuggets with an 18-point lead just hustling all over the floor tonight. Nuggets are really motivated tonight. I think they sense the kill.
Got that 18-point lead, and Dan Issel has been out since the 10-minute mark of this period.
It's amazing. You think they've expanded the lead. Issel left, and the Nuggets led by 11. They've improved it as McNamara beats Shays and lays it in.
Sweet move for the guy out of Cal. Played for Dick Kuchin there.
Had a feeling about tonight. Without Mitchell, without Moore, the Nuggets, we talked about in the pregame as Evans hits, might have a rare easy game against San Antonio.
Tell you what, Bob Bass has got them running, but they're not playing any defense at all. And I've seen San Antonio very capable. Here come the Nuggets again, open court.
Herb, they're also throwing up some terrible shots.
They really are.
Dunn has Evans wide open. The Spurs aren't even trying on defense.
Mark it up.
They're not even,
once a time again.
the Spurs aren't even making an effort to stop anybody. They're not even running to people, and Nuggets are getting extremely wide open shots. And as you watch the Spurs walk off the floor, they look beat.
Very tired ball club right now.
Nuggets are up 74-54. Let's listen to Doug Moe.
Tell me if you're tired. You just gotta run back. You gotta work. You can't get running back like they are. Keep it up. All right? Keep the pressure on them. Keep running. Get to the ball. Push it up the court. And don't make yourself run back. Get tired.
They're just killing us going back. We don't know where we are. We're just, some guy go one over the shoot about the ball. We can't get anybody playing like this. We got to get a play. Every time you play the offense. Well, we run a 30 series every time. And don't hit the guy posting up. You have three guys on him. Make him go through the whole action. Mix match.
I think it's a great innovation on the Cable Sports Network when in one timeout you can hear both coaches and you get the idea of what it's like in both those games.
I think it's great. That's what you can do that maybe sometimes you can't on regular TV. What's interesting, we went into the San Antonio huddle. Sam Smith is TVing it down to San Antonio. You know, Red McCombs is looking in. That is, it's so personal when San Antonio plays Denver because not only does he live there, he's close friends with Angelo Drosos, the president. And right now he's got to be feeling very, very good.
I would think Mr. McCombs is enjoying this one tonight.
Kenny Denard, and I know you got something coming up with him at halftime. In the ballgame with to take on McNamara. Both similar ball players. They'll bang a little bit.
When it goes bad, it goes even worse as Gervin missed an easy shot. We'll talk about Denard in a minute. He's in the ball game. We'll have a feature on him at halftime. Hanslick travels to the ball. Denard, of course, in case you don't know the story, beat cancer last year while he was in the CBA. He's a delightful young man. Herb knows him well, and he's very willing to talk about it. He looks at it with a sense of humor, and you'll hear that interview at halftime.
One of the things, Ron, that he'll talk to you about is he'd like to help other people. Oh, Edgar.
Edgar's got 12.
Remember when he walked over and says, watch me tonight, fellas.
Hey, watch Mr. Vandeweghe tonight. Kiki Vandeweghe has 25 points, and we still have 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Most points in the NBA this year and a half. Portland, remember the no defense game, 82.
Well, the Nuggets only 3 hoops away from tying that. There's plenty of time. McNamara misses. There's Denard with a rebound. Out to Williams. The Nuggets keep running the ball. Williams gives it to Denard, and he travels. Not a good pass, though, by Rob as Gilmore gets ready to check back in. Artis can't get in. Now he can.
Number 53, Artis Gilmore, returning to the San Antonio.
So I guess they won't they don't want Denard to take on Gilmore as Danny Shays will get in the ball game.
Danny Shays almost got a technical foul. He was running on the court, didn't report.
3 minutes to go in the first half. Into Gilmore, over Denard. It counts, and Gilmore will go to the line, and that's why they want Shays.
Yeah, he's just not big enough. A 6'8" forward. Big Artis weighs maybe 280. There's the muscle inside. They'll finally go down to Artis. He just backs Kenny Denard into the paint. Able to get it.
Gilmore misses the free throw. 76-58 Denver. Nuggets whipping around. Shea's open. He got it.
You know, at times, Ron, it looks like he's going to be off balance with that shot. He's got a nice soft touch from the outside.
Nuggets now 4 points away from tying the most points scored in a half this year. They should know it was scored on them. Jones is human. He misses a long-range bound. Williams wheels into the lane, is open and misses. Lucas on the fly, back for San Antonio. Inside to Jones, and it should be, and it is, an offensive foul on Jones.
Hector's upset. Pretty good position by the Nuggets. We'll take a look at this. Here's the pass by John Lucas, the two-sporter. There's the charge. Hanslick sacrificing the body. What's interesting on the other end the last time, Rob Williams went down the middle, and Artis didn't try and block the shot.
Vandeweghe. Oh, Vandeweghe is on fire. He has 27 first-half points. You know, I would say he's got an excellent shot at 50, but if the Nuggets keep improving this lead, he won't play enough in the second half as Paxson hits. I'm sure Doug Moe could get used to these home court blowouts. Vandeweghe gets fouled by Jones. That's 3 on Edgar, and that'll send Vandeweghe to the line again as Gene Banks will check in for Jones.
If Kiki can get both of these, that'll tie the NBA record for a half this year. Portland, 82 against the Nuggets in November. Still 145 left.
Okay, Vandeweghe may be somewhat close to, at least in the ballpark, for most points in a half this year.
Why don't we sick Tom Hohensee on that? He's such a nice guy.
Hey, top PR man in the league. He will find out. Vandeweghe has 3 free throws. He has 13 field goals. He has 29 points. Gilmore guarded by Shea's at the Paxson. 3-pointer, no. Shea's gets the rebound. You can hear Doug Moe. Wants the Nuggets to run. Williams, the pop. No good. Look at T.R. Dunn hustle, but he lost it out of bounds. .1:15 to go in the first half. Gervin plays it.
Bill Hanslick got lost that time, and they're able to find Gervin. 1:07 left. Nuggets by 20. Let's see what he comes up with here. He's going to hustle Howard Carter in. Carter had an excellent period for the Nuggets. 12 points.
Carter will come in for T.R. Dunn. As you look at the Spurs bench, he's got Carter and Evans, and you wonder, he's the kind of coach that kind of sneak a 3 in here at the end of the half.
Boy, San Antonio has been packing it in and just giving you the perimeter. You should get a decent shot. Vandeweghe has been on fire. He's outside. See what the Nuggets come up with. Carter hanging around right close to us.
That's Evans with the ball. He's guarded by Paxson. That's Carter on the top of your screen. Bounce pass to Vandeweghe. 5 seconds. Kiki's got to do something. Forces it.
What an effort by Hanslick.
Almost tipped in by Hanslick. Gene Banks helps him up, and that's the end of an excellent first half of basketball for the Nuggets. They go to the locker room with an 18-point lead. As you watch the Nuggets walk off the floor, Doug Moe's got to be very happy. A game ago, he really made the decision to go to the running game again, and it is paying dividends. They blew out Dallas 141 to 117, and tonight they have the makings of what could be a second straight home blowout. And like the Dallas game, Irv, everybody on this Nugget roster has contributed. Of course, they're led by Kiki Vandeweghe, who has been unconscious in his first half. He has 29 points. Howard Carter has 12. So it's been an excellent first half for the Nuggets, and it's like you said in the beginning of the game, if you just run them and outscore them, there will not be a problem. The Nuggets have run, and everything has fallen right into place.
Absolutely, Ron, and getting some nice production from Shea's. Howard Carter coming off the bench, as you pointed out, and Chris Kiki just went nuts. Alex English off to a slow start in an 82-point production first half, and you know that that's going to improve and everything. So who knows what's going to happen in the second half. What's interesting, boy, Doug Moe was staying on him every bit as hard near the end of the half when he has an 18, 20-point lead as he was in the beginning. And the Spurs did look a little tired. You pointed out, Ron, they played in Portland last night, had a tough game. It's always a tough place to play. And I think it showed a little bit in the half, particularly big artists. You know, a big guy has a tough time recuperating. And he just looked very tired.
Spurs there in the second quarter just seemed to fall apart, didn't play a lot of defense, and the Nuggets have run out to an 18-point halftime lead. We are at the half here at the Sports Arena. Denver 82, San Antonio 64. This is the Cable Sports Network. Nuggets will start with Dunn and Williams in the backcourt, Shays, Anderson, and English. So Vandeweghe will start on the bench. Roberts, Banks, Gilmore, Lucas, and Gervin, the normal starters for San Antonio, as we're underway here in the second half from the Sports Arena. Glad you're with us. Ron Zapolo and Irv Brown as the Nuggets open the half with an 18-point lead. Inside to Roberts. He turns and he walks.
Hugh Evans with a good call. The Nuggets want to get that basketball and go. They lead it by 18.
And 18 against this team is not that much this early in the game.
That's very true. Iceman could go out and get you about 5 buckets suddenly.
Anderson wheels into the lane and draws the foul. It's on Roberts, and that's 4 on Roberts.
Score of interest to Nugget fans, Ron. Dallas beat Utah 117 to 102 as Mark Aguirre 44 points. Here's the call inside as they take it to the hole. Richard Anderson get an opportunity to add to his totals. Anderson in the first half, 4 points, 2 out of 3 from the field.
Irv, with the way the Jazz playing, you know, beating them by 15 is really an accomplishment.
Doug Moe said early in the year he thought that this is going to be a good ball club that would stay in it all the way. And to me, this division is just wide open. What I saw of Houston the other night, do not rule them out. Boy, they put it together with Lewis Lloyd, Sampson being aggressive. I just think it's a good division. Oh,
there it is.
Look.
Vintage George Gervin.
Did not look. His eyes were on the ground. Watch his eyes as we look at the replay. George Gervin looking at the ground on the shot. Look at his eyes. Well, he finally got a little peek.
Kind of like Valenzuela. Finally just looked up for a second as English used the glass and scores. 86-66 Denver. And the Nuggets can pick up a game on first place Utah. As long as Gervin does not kill them, George comes out hot. He's now got 20.
Interesting comment Doug Moe made in Los Angeles after a tough loss, and the Lakers in there Friday is why I bring it up. A loss about a week and a half ago. He said, somewhere along the line, along the way, we're going to run off about 12 in a row. And Rob Williams gets his 4th point.
Maybe I'm naive, but I believe they will as Roberts takes it all the way and lays it in. That's what's fun about the Nuggets. So you never know which team will come out as Dunn gets the offensive rebound. Chase fights for it, but Gilmore finally saves it. Roberts is open. Back to Lucas. Here's the man they want with the ball. He's short. Gervin a near steal. English got it.
Well, he's red hot now, Alex. Update. Interesting comment a general manager made in confidence over the weekend. He says the best offense by far in the league is run by Doug Moe. Says too many guys overcoach. And it's interesting to me that Bob Bass has the job for only 5 games. And what does he do? He puts in the passing game because of his belief in Doug Moe.
Well, you said in the pregame as Shays will get called for the foul, make it Rob Williams. It'll be like watching mirrors tonight that both teams run the same offense, and you can see it. San Antonio not running it well tonight, but it's the same offense that Doug Moe runs in Denver.
It's the old bugaboo about the road. I was looking at that today, Ron, and with the exception of the Celtics, even Philadelphia not playing that well on the road.
Banks late gets a rebound and lays it in. Philly had a terrible road trip the last 10 days. Williams takes it all the way, no. 90-72 Denver. 9:15 to go in period number 3. Lucas calls number 4. And they clear out for Gene Banks. Now they want to go inside to Gilmore. To Banks, bounce pass to Roberts. No good, and Shea's the rebound. Shea's has played well tonight. Williams over to Anderson. Oh, wild pass to English, and it's loose, and Alex tips it to Williams. And Rob hits.
Crowd likes that. English hustling. Rob gets his second field goal of the half. He has 6 total.
92-72 Denver. Irvin has it taken away by Dunn. TR's had a fine all-around floor game.
Strongest fingers in the league.
Oh, beautiful pass, and English lays it in, and the Nuggets are hitting on all cylinders as San Antonio wants a timeout.
That was a sweet move, Ron. He looked right and then came back left, and English lighten them up.
8:25 to go in period number 3. The Red Hot Nuggets 94, San Antonio 72. This is the Cable Sports Network.
Let's pick up the action. Watch Williams look right and then come back left. He was going to go to the hole himself. English with an easy one. Alex coming out strong after only having 4 points in the first half. He has 3 field goals in this quarter.
You know, the way things are going, I wonder if we'll see Dan Issel or Kiki Vandeweghe.
Issel getting a lot of rest.
It's been a long time since Issel has played. He left with about 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Look underneath. I'll tell you, Danny Shea's, don't wake up Artis Gilmore. He hit him, and Artis has been slumbering a little bit. Now Shea's fouls him. There's an Anderson.
Foul is on Shea's, and you make a good point, Irv, because they were really in a muscle tussle right there.
Artis really has just kind of been going through the motions. You don't want to wake him up. Shea's gave a pretty good shot. I'm sure that's for the results of the first period action.
That's 3 on Shea's, and I'm sure Doug Moe doesn't want Shea's in foul trouble because he's got a great opportunity here to give Dan Issel a lot of rest, and he'd hate to have to play him because Shea's was in foul trouble.
Shea's played 17 minutes in the first half. Issel, 6 minutes. That's amazing.
I think that trend will continue in the second half if the score stays the same. The Nuggets lead by 20, and Shea's puts it up and in, and he's fouled.
What a pass by Williams, but what a better effort by Shea's with the layup, his 6th point.
Hey, Danny Shea's is going right at Gilmore and holding his own. Edgar Jones back in for San Antonio. Irv made the point when Issel left, when the game was still early, that Shea's would have to, in his words, ice the puck. I think he has scored a few shorthanded goals tonight.
Yes, he really has. I should have never said that. You're never going to let me let that one down, are you?
Shea's at the line, completes the 3-point play, and Shea's has 9, and the Nuggets lead by 23, 97-74.
You heard Doug Moe. He's still coaching, Ron. He doesn't believe anything has been decided.
He got upset Saturday night when he thought the Nuggets stopped playing. Lucas called for the ball.
Well, you can hear Doug Moe. Go.
Williams behind the back to English. Brought him out of their seats. Thanks for the rebound.
I'm not sure Doug Moe likes that, even though he was successful.
Good pass by Durbin into Gilmore, and Dunn did an excellent job, but I think they'll call TR for the foul. They do. It's only the second on Dunn.
Let's take a look at the big Artis. You know, I think the key is this, Ron. Artis is so stiff in the hips. Watch him. He should have a layup. Well, we're going to take a look at the other shot, the pass, and the effort by Alex English. But Artis is so stiff in the hips. And you ask yourself this question. Could the big guy at the line, who's really done a tremendous job in the NBA, could he be in the league if he was 6'4"? The answer is no. But Jabbar and Sampson would be in the league at 6'4" because they have more agility, do so many things. Artis is a guy that'll back you down. He's just big and stiff, and yet tonight he's just he's one tick behind is what I'm trying to say.
Artis, of course, in his 13th year, and maybe the age beginning to catch up with him. Anderson, a wild right-hander that goes in. 99-75 Denver.
He really is better off not starting. When Richard was starting, he saw very little time. Coming off the bench, it's just a better role for him now.
Gilmore moves on Shea's, fires it behind him. Jones is open.
Alex, that's good.
Short. stays the rebound. Here comes Williams. Let's see what he does. All the way over to English. Alex, no basketball, calling for a travel.
Right call here by Bill Oakes. Crowd doesn't like it.
You can hear Dan Issel.
Let's take a look. There it is. And see, when you jump, you either pass or shoot.
He jumped up in the air, caught the ball, came down, jumped up and shot it. That's not a
But when you have the basketball, we can hear Dan Issel. When you have the basketball and you jump up in the air, you either shoot or pass.
We want to make it clear, that's not Doug Moe, that's Dan Issel, who, as Anderson hits a long-range bomb, Issel, of course, priming for a career as either a coach or a broadcaster, working on the referees right away.
Boy, did he get me a shot before the game.
Wild right-hander or left-hander by Lucas that went in and he was fouled.
Grant Gondrzak played up in Boulder Saturday night for Pepperdine. I was asking about Glenn. How is Glenn doing? And he told me Glenn is leading the league over in Italy. And I naturally used it, not checking it out. And Issel came up while we're rehearsing the Open. How can you not check that out? You put on every room, and I guess Gondo's averaging about 14, and Kim Hughes is about what, 23?
I had a chance, fortunate, two friends of mine, I talked to both of them on Christmas Day, and Gondo averaging 14 a game and 4 rebounds.
Well, maybe in his brother's mind he is leading the league.
That could be. Issel draws the foul. Hughes, on the other hand, Kim Hughes, the former Nugget, with the fouls on Gervin, averaging 24 points and 13 rebounds a game. Very proud of the job he's done over there.
Did a little politicking last year with the Nuggets because I really wanted to see Hughes back. I've always felt he's a rebounder who takes nothing off of anyone, and he got about 50 points in a summer league game around here. I really thought
against Joe Barry Carroll.
Yeah, I really thought that Hughes is the kind of guy who would give him a little muscle.
He would. Kim can give muscle. I mean, certainly can give muscle. Now, if you ask for a lot of points, you may be in trouble. But if you want somebody that can rebound, play defense, and shove somebody around, he's your man.
How's he at the free throw line?
Much better. He's up over 50%, which is a big improvement for Kim. He'll be home in a couple months, as will Gondo, as Gilmore.
Nuggets continue to push it up the court. Early offense.
102-82 Denver. Anderson guarded by Banks. He lost the ball. And here comes Banks.
Issel got hit in the face by Richard Anderson inadvertently.
Whoa, there is what you might see from Edgar Jones on NBA All-Star Weekend. Jones, of course, will be part of the dunking exhibition. Oh, Edgar Jones.
He can do it. Yeah, Edgar can get him up out of his seats. Let's take a look. He used to put out the SRO sign when he was at Reno, and this was just commonplace for Edgar. Look at here. Wow. And he hangs on the rim and gets away with it.
Vandaway back in the ball game. Kiki comes back in with his 29 points. English flies to the lane, stuffs it in.
Boy, the Spurs have really been vulnerable when somebody goes down the middle. Even though they've kind of packed it in and let the perimeter be had, they just aren't going and taking anybody. Normally, they do that. I remember last year, Vandaway would go down the middle, and he'd get killed. That was Stan Albeck.
Help, Alex!
Herb, this is not a very good effort by the Spurs.
No, it's not. No, just tell it like it is. It is not.
Spurs fell behind badly in the second quarter and was never recovered. Lucas fires it out to Gervin. Wheels into the lane as only Gervin can do at the buzzer.
The longest finger roll in the history of the game as a finger roll from the top of the key.
There's Vandaway. He's been out all this quarter, but he comes right in. First shot, and he nails it. 31 for Kiki. Lucas. A wild one. Loose ball foul will go on San Antonio. It'll go on Gene Banks. That's 4 on Banks.
14 fouls on both the ball clubs.
John Paxson will return. He replaces Lucas.
One more time, Edgar Jones, University of Reno, Jim Carrey.
That's an athletic move right there. I like Edgar Jones.
I've always liked this game. I just thought it was a great move when they picked him up.
There's something English does so well. Follow his own shot. He has 15. 108-86. Different look.
Back in there now.
That's what it looks like if you're on the first row tonight. You see Gervin nail it.
Well, the action inside is getting pretty good between McNamara and Issel.
McNamara, Jones, Gervin, Banks, and Paxson in there. Gervin knocks it away. For the Nuggets, Issel, Vandeweghe, English, Evans, and Dunn. 4:05 to go here in period number 3. The Nuggets, it's been a long time since they have recorded back-to-back blowout victories, but they are on the verge. Wild right-hander by Evans. No, and here come the Spurs. Jones, good pass inside to Banks, and he's fouled by Vandeweghe. That's the first on Kiki. It's the 5th on the Nuggets.
Shooting foul
will be at the line.
Denver on the road Tuesday and Wednesday in Houston, and these same San Antonio Spurs.
Friday night or right here, 7:30
right,
on the Cable
LA.
Sports Network, the Los Angeles Lakers. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And as Dave Wohl pointed out, Kurt Rambis is back. They really do need him. They have too many finesse players. They need somebody who will just go out and try for every rebound, fall on the floor for every loose ball. That's what Rambis gives you. He's so strong.
I wonder with Rambis back, as Banks hits them both, if they'll put Rambis back in the starting lineup or leave Worthy there.
They want to do that and bring in Worthy, Cooper, and McAdoo. The same rotation he had a year ago before the injury to McAdoo.
Not a bad threesome to have off the bench. A trio of Worthy, Cooper, and McAdoo.
I mentioned that McAdoo was hurt. So was Worthy, and I really felt it cost them a good effort in the playoff finale against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Evans. No good, and they fight for it. And here comes Banks. He's got McNamara ahead of the pack. Ducked by Evans and laid it in.
Evans shot a little quick that time and caught the wrath from Doug Moe. Boy, now I'll tell you, it's one pass and shoot it up now, and they're not getting back.
McNamara lays it in, and all of a sudden, the lead is down to 14, and Doug Moe is upset. 3 minutes to go in period number 3. Denver 108, in San Antonio 94. This is the Cable Sports Network. Well, Doug Moe comes back with Howard Carter, and that shows you how he feels about Carter. Most serious part of the game for the Nuggets is the Spurs have made a run, and he takes out Dunn and brings in Carter, along with Bill Hanslick.
Billy Hanslick in for Alex English. Both Evans and English came down and took a shot after just the one pass. I'm sure Doug wants to get something going, visiting with him a little bit on the bench. See if the Nuggets move.
Denver ball. Williams and Carter the backcourt. And Carter usually plays back there with Evans. Now teamed up with Rob Williams. 2:55 to go in this third period. Hanslick goes by Jones, lays it up, and no. Spurs can cut it to 12. Edgar Jones, short. Jones knocked it out of bounds.
They really need a bucket, Ron. They have gone down the court 5 times without getting a shot. Let's see if they can pick up something good here. Offense.
Offensive foul. It's on Williams, his third.
Boy, this is how you could let something get away from you. Doug Moe knows it. He's up and he's encouraging his troops. There's a look at Doug. He knows this thing isn't over. Spurs are capable of making a run.
There's Banks working on Vandeweghe. Good double by Hanslick. Carter the rebound. He got up there. Good defense by Hanslick. Carter takes it all the way, lays it up. No, tipped in by Issel.
Carter's got to pass that basketball, and Doug Moe is very upset. Even though they pick up the bucket here, you got to get rid of it. Nuggets do not get back again.
Banks comes right back. 110-96 Denver. Hanslick's open. Out to Vandeweghe. He pops. 33 for Vandeweghe.
Is he a will breaker for the other team? Now, Doug wants him to play some defense. It's been very loose.
Paxson with it. He's doubled over there. Out to Banks. He's had a good third quarter. Jones the pop. No good. Issel the rebound. Dan's giving the Nuggets a boost here late in the third. Williams over to Hanslick. Blocked by Jones.
That's a great effort by Edgar, and he'll get a layup out of it. What an effort. A cinch layup for the Nuggets. Instead of a 4-point swing, the lead is down to 14.
Hanslick throws it up quickly, but gets it. Good for Bill that he did, because he might have been out of the game had he not. If you look at Bob Bass in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, a youngster who was coaching for a while at, I believe, Pan American. I'm not sure if he's still in it or not. Steps on the line.
Denver ball. Nuggets lead 114-98. A minute 12 to go in this third quarter. McNamara has not played badly tonight. He has 8 points.
Thought it was a great move when San Antonio picked him up. A great move for McNamara. He was playing no ball with the Sixers. Plus, they got Coleman Johnson.
And now Williams steps on the end line.
The judge says he pushed me.
Well, the judge, not the judge in this case. He's only the defendant. Bill Oakes, the judge. Into Gervin. He's doubled. Back to Paxson. Good ball movement. Banks got it.
Well, you pointed out, Ron, they did a great job. Oh!
Foul is on Team Banks. That's 5 on Banks.
Well, I thought Banks was hurt here. Gets a shot and hustles over here. Makes a little contact with Bill Hanslick. Bill goes over to see if he's okay. Bill with a couple of free throws coming. The Nuggets by 14. 47 seconds left in the period.
Keith Edmondson in as Banks leaves. Fred Roberts back in.
Denver led it by 18 at the half, so they really have kind of kept it under control. Just one slack period when the lead was down to a dozen, and Doug got a little concerned, called a timeout.
Hanslick has 9 points, and he's really improved his scoring the last couple of weeks. He's averaging 6 a game. This is his first free throw tonight after hitting 5 straight. 115-100 Denver. This one by no means is over yet. 40 seconds to go in period number 3. Vandaway really hustling.
Boy, that's good denial of the lane.
Well, Nuggets hustling on defense, but McNamara was fouled before he stuffed it in.
Took away the passing lanes outside pretty good. And the Spurs did a good job, to their credit, getting it inside to Mark McNamara. He can cut the lead to 13.
Spurs are going to the bench. McNamara, Paxson, Edmondson seem to be getting a much better effort from those players than their starters tonight.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Ron. I'm sure did not play as much last night as the starters. So they got a little something going. Plus, anytime somebody gets an opportunity to play, that's the key. You talk about all the money you want in the NBA. There's so much pride at stake. Nuggets 28 seconds on the clock, 19 on the shot clock.
The lead is 14. That's Evans, guarded by Paxson on the left-hand part of your screen. As you can see, the Nuggets spread it out. There's the man they want with a ball. It's over to Hansen. He loses the ball. Edmondson may have a layup. Hanslick is waiting. He blocks it, but they'll call a foul.
Hanslick was upset. He wanted Carter to come out for the pass. Hustles down after losing the ball. He'll have a block, but as you can see, climbs it pretty good with his right knee.
Was upset with Carter, wasn't he?
Yeah, he felt that Carter should have come out, and he tried to throw the ball and then tried to yank it back, and nothing worked out.
Well, the Spurs right here are setting themselves up for a possible run in the fourth quarter. Bill Oakes says no shot. Lane violation. On the Spurs, 115-102 Denver, 10 seconds left. See if they get a good shot here. Carter takes it all the way. Bad shot, gets it back. Good shot, and scores.
Well, that's nice.
Right at the buzzer, Carter redeemed himself. And Carter, after 3 quarters, has 14 points. We have played 3 here at the Sports Arena. Denver 117, San Antonio 102. This is the Cable Sports Network.
Bob Bass took the head coaching job at Texas Tech, Ron, and he really missed professional basketball. He'd find himself listening to a pro game every night, and he had to get back into it.
And he has. Speaking of getting back in, Kenny Denard back in the game. Carter Evans, Vandaway, Denard, and Hanslick. So Denard will play the pivot.
Of course, he'll stay in there as long as Gilmore sits it out. He's just not big enough to play him. He can play McNamara because they both about the same kind of mobility.
In case you joined us late, Mike Mitchell is not taking the sweats off tonight, an ankle sprain. Did not play last night in Portland and won't play tonight. 117-102 as we start the fourth quarter. Hands guarded by Gervin. Over to Carter. Bill Oak stops it. Offensive foul. It's on Kenny Denard. His second.
Kenny with a hard pick. Nuggets by 15 as we start the fourth period.
Carter has Edmondson. Edmondson played in Atlanta last year. Over to Roberts. Rookie from BYU. Paxson, the #1 pick from Notre Dame. He'll shoot. No good. There is the tip. McNamara over the back, and he'll be called for the foul.
Hey, Denard did a great job. When you're small, you got to block out a little further, and that's exactly what Kenny did. He's a guy who asked to go in and play Moses Malone one night in an exhibition. You got to like that.
He played Moses a little here in the win over Philly as Vandeweghe now has 35 points. And the Nuggets are pressing. They're up by 17. Gervin. How do you stop him?
Like that.
Like that. Vandeweghe's ahead of the field. Takes the pass from Hanslick, lays it up and in. Kiki has 37.
I'm not sure we give him enough credit with that left hand. He has got a great left hand. That was not that easy of a shot.
Paxton hits the jumper at the other end. He's got 6, 121-104. Hanslick, the pop. Got it.
Early offense looks good for the Nuggets.
11 for Hanslick.
Phoenix leads San Diego 93-74 after 3.
We'll get you all the scores before we go off the air. McNamara reels and lays it in. He's got 11. Nuggets lead by 17. Hanslick takes it all the way and misses. Boy, he wanted a foul.
If there was one, I didn't see it.
He just has trouble making layups. Foul will be called on Mike Evans, and that'll send Paxson to the line.
Number 15, John Lucas, returning to the San Antonio lineup.
John Lucas comes in.
There's a shot
Look at this.
from upstairs. Foul is on Mike Evans, his third.
I'll tell you, our producer, director, Lou Personette has got them all. Something I did not notice until tonight on John Lucas. Runs on his heels. I mean, he plods for a guy as quick as he is. Surprising, because the one thing you're taught in athletics, you cannot do anything on your heels. You hit a baseball on your toes, you run on your toes.
You watch him shoot a set shot, or if he won't leave his feet. Vandeweghe, what a move! Fighting through the lane. He's got 39.
Could Vandeweghe get a 50?
Anything's possible in this game. Roberts has it stripped by Denard, but he was standing out of bounds. Lucas in Maryland for 4 years, great ball player, would not leave his feet to shoot the outside shot. Would shoot the old set shot. That's something, isn't it? He was a great college player. I'm always happy to see somebody turn their life around, and just maybe John Lucas has.
Oh, yeah, and I think everybody's scoring, just like John Drew. Is McNamara having a good ball game, Ron? Picks up another one.
He's got 13, Irv, and 125-109 Denver. Vandeweghe's wide open. Got it. 41 for Vandeweghe. And Irv, just a minute ago, said, could he be up for 50?
Well, could he be up for 55 and the top is all-timer?
His season high, of course, is in the Detroit game. He had 51. Fouls on Denard.
Tough for Denard to play a post man. Let's take a look at Kiki. Vandeweghe just slithers through there, and if you give him any room at all, you got to clog the middle. San Antonio did a great job a year ago not letting Vandeweghe do what he wanted to do.
Is there a better offensive forward, strictly speaking offensively, in the country than Kiki Vandeweghe?
No, here's what he does. In fact, Pete Newell made the same comment. He said that, Vandeweghe has made the most improvement of anybody at the camp that he runs. Vandeweghe, you look at your feet, back you off, shoot the shot, and then he will, take the shot if you don't come out. 51 versus Detroit. I think I said 54. Regulation 49 versus Phoenix.
That's his career high. That was New Year's Day last year. Carter the rebound. No, Denard Denard comes in, and Denard over the back. That'll be 4 on Denard. Denard's played about 5 minutes and has 4 fouls.
Hey, get your programs, folks. I tell you, Sweet Lou, doing it all.
You see it from every angle on the Cable Sports Network.
Oh, hard kick, and Evans really collides.
Evans and Roberts go down. It's an offensive foul. It's on McNamara.
All right, let's take a look at the big left-hander out of Cal. That's pretty good contact.
Nuggets by 17, just under 9 to go. Denard, his first shot of the night, nothing but net. Delay of game call on the Nuggets. They're not too worried at the moment. They're up 19, and they've done tonight what they like to do. They have run a team down. Just run, and run some more, and it's paid dividends. 3 seconds.
McNamara, 2 tough possessions last couple of trips down the floor. Ron, he gets an offensive foul for an illegal pick, and now is in the lane too long.
Certainly getting enough playing time tonight. Here's Vandeweghe. Now we have to start watching to see how many Vandeweghe can accrue tonight. He's got the ball, the pop. One of the rare misses for Vandeweghe. He's got 41. Paxson laid it in. It's amazing. Vandeweghe has 41, and he's only shot 3 free throws tonight. Carter, the left hand, got it.
Nice move by Howard Carter as he continues to just improve. That's 16.
That ties Carter's career high. 16 points. Lucas back out to Paxson, the pop. No good, and Hanslick takes it away from Denard. He sees Evans ahead of the pack. Good drive by Evans, and he lays it in. Mike has 10. The Nuggets lead now 133 to 112.
Got it up and down the court very effectively that time.
This one appears to be in the bank. Red Auerbach will be in for the All-Star game. Might be lighting up right about now. 7:50 to go. Denver 133, San Antonio 112. This is the Cable Sports Network.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
7:45 to go. Artis Gilmore returns. He has the ball, so Issel returns for Denver, and Gilmore hits his version of the sky hook. Artis says 15. Carter takes it down, in and out. Howard was looking for his career high. Edmondson takes it all the way, scores, and he'll go to the line.
Doug wanted a foul at the other end, and then he figures that he should get one right here. Going hard to the hole. Edmondson stuffs the basketball. His ball club is down 133 to 116. 7:27 remaining in this one.
Doug does not look happy. Up by 17 points. Make it 16. $7:20 to go. And Rowe is upset. His hands are threw up an air ball.
When the Spurs made the run, there's a three-pointer.
Three-pointer for Gervin, and now things may heat up a little bit.
Spurs made that run, Ron. It's when the Nuggets took some bad shots.
Down to 13. That is as close as it has been since the second quarter. Issel will go to the line. The foul's on Gilmore.
Dan moving without the basketball. Gets it back. And who else but Alex English? We've seen this combination a lot since English involved in the trade with McGinnis. There's the push, so Dan can get the lead back up to 15.
Spurs get any closer, and you'll see Mr. Vandeweghe and his 41 points trot right back in. And Issel, this is the free throw. There's still 7 minutes to go in the game.
Dan only played 6 minutes in the first half, sat out a great deal of the third quarter as Danny Shea's got the work.
Issel has 12, 134 to 120.
Ice is hanging around the three-point mark again.
Issel and Gilmore, are they pushing and shoving underneath? Gilmore lights up as he sees the ball. Issel, excellent defense. Edmondson got it back, and he was fouled.
Carter got hurt.
And the foul's on Carter.
Carter limping around pretty good. trying to walk it out. He's seen a lot of action tonight. He's played well. He don't want to come out of there. He's hurting though. Look at the eyes. And here comes T.R. Dunn. He can't go. I'm not sure if it's a knee or the ankle.
There's Dunn, Edmondson.
It's hard to tell on those two, Ron, until tomorrow. He's liable to have an egg on that thing.
Got them both. He's got 8. Lead is 12. Not over yet. Looked like it was, and they may have called it a bit too early. Hands up. He's fouled by Roberts, but it's not a shooting foul.
They got him passing off, and I'm sure Bill Hansen would like to have that back where he just pitches it up on the board. He unable to do much with it that time, so the ball will be inbounded.
Roberts is fouled out. Leaves with 8 points. Gene Banks replaces him.
Gene Banks played at Duke for Bill Foster, now at South Carolina. Here's a guy who had a heart attack, and now he suddenly realizes it's time to smell a rose and take it a little easier. Spurs can get this thing down pretty good now.
6:22 to go in regulation. The Spurs trail by 12, and they have the ball. Gervin guarded by Dunn. He has just hit a 3-pointer. Issel and Gilmore are really shoving. Here's Artis. Makes his move. No. Batting around in there is Denver ball. Issel has done a tremendous job the last 2 times on Gilmore.
I got to agree with you, Ron. I'm really surprised that Gervin hasn't just taken over. They got a chance to make a run.
Great pass, and English lays it in.
You know, the guy you want is Gervin. Artis has had a tough night. They've been trying to go to him. I'd go to Gervin.
Get up! Get up!
You're right, Irvin. Gervin really not looking to shoot.
Get out, Mike!
Edmondson forces it up and gets it.
Oh, Evans is down, and he is hurt. Nuggets lead it by 12, but it's kind of an uneasy 12, Ron. You know, Denver has come down, and with the exception of Issel's pass to English, they haven't got a lot going the last 4 trips down. Let's see if they get some good movement.
Inside it goes, the ball's thrown away. Nuggets are sloppy here this last half of the 4th quarter.
Tough pass, poor decision by TR that time. See if they look for Gervin.
Well, they do, and the quick hands of Issel on this field.
Well, that helps.
Issel has stopped Gilmore 3 times in a row. English, he likes the ball in this situation. Hands it, hustles, but couldn't get it. Good steal by Dunn.
Well, Dunn really saved Rob Williams. He did not get back.
English again, lays it up. No, they took the back up and in.
Now, you tell me how. He was flying through the air. How did he get the body? That's something.
Back up to a 14-point lead. We're under 5 minutes now. Lucas goes by Williams, and it goes in. You see Doug Moe upset as Lucas has a chance for a 3-point play. Exactly what the Nuggets did not want.
The reason Doug is so upset, Ron, nobody takes Lucas. He goes down the middle on the right side. He's a left-hander. Kiki Vanderwood did not come over and cut him off.
Nugget lead down to 11. You hear Doug Moe drinking his frustration. English over to Vanderwood. Vanderwood's got 41. Williams with it. Started by Lucas over to English. Over the top is John Lucas, and it's an obvious foul.
This case, the Nuggets will be able to run a little time off, but it's only before the foul. Denver get a fresh 49 left. And really do need a couple of buckets. Trade him bucket for bucket here to ice it.
Vanderwood. But there's a great rebound by English, and he stopped. Foul, I believe, will be on Lucas.
Alex with 2 very important efforts. One, he gets a bucket on his own layup attempt, and he misses. He tips it in, and now he's got an opportunity. He's got a couple of free throws, and he still is a little sticky. Get 2 here, it looked pretty good.
English did not score in the first period. He goes to the line now with 19 points. Scorers have a way of getting their 20 even when you don't notice them in the game.
He's a slow starter normally anyway, Ron, and then he just comes on, so he's over 20. And I think you pointed out before the ball game, Alex starting to get that good tempo and everything. Boy, they're using a lot of time on the clock.
Issel and Gilmore are really pounding each other. As Edmondson having a 5 ball game Banks again. He's got 12 and another lead down to 11. Pistol open. The pop. In and out. Conley. There's no fault. Lucas hits, and this one is not.
Oh, step over the line. Now, we got a 9-point lead. All of a sudden, the Spurs are fired up. Edmondson jumping up and down. Denver wants a timeout. They lead it by 9, but they don't have the basketball. They commit a violation.
Denver was up 133 to 112 with 8 minutes to go in the game. Tonight's telecast is intended solely for the entertainment of the audience and fans of the Denver Nuggets Cable Sports Network. Any rebroadcast or use of this event without the express written consent of the Nuggets is prohibited. We'd like to thank our KWGN TV production crew for their always fine work. We'd also like to thank our director, Sweet New Personette, our assistant director, Richard Thamert, and our producer, Margot Sullivan.
Getting that good sound from Bobby Kettleson. 140 to 131. Nuggets lead the Spurs.
Yeah, Mitch is playing. Mitch is playing.
There's no offensive foul. I'm not going to force it, so be alert.
No foul on him.
Well, you have heard both benches. Keith Edmondson will not force it. I think he was talking about a three-pointer. And Mo setting up a play for the Nuggets.
Well, we got ourselves a little contest now. The Nuggets at 48%, Ron, but the Spurs 73%. And yet Denver has only been outscored 1 bucket in this period. 6 of 8 from the line has helped the Spurs cut it down. Denver needs to play some defense right here after that turnover.
Spurs have outscored the Nuggets 19-7. Edmondson, he got it. He's got 14. The lead is down to 7. This is hard to believe. Inside to Vanderway. Bad shot is blocked. And he's fouled.
A break because Stevie did take a very bad shot, Ron. It was stuffed. Vanderway has a chance to redeem himself and get the lead back up to 9. We're talking about 3 3-pointers if the lead is 9.
Vanderway, perfect from the line tonight. He's 4 of 4. He has 42 points.
You wonder why a coach always stays in the game. Doug Moore on him all the time. In the NBA, you can get back in it suddenly. You have a few trips down the court where you don't do anything, and the other team suddenly starts to light them up. That 19-point lead. That didn't last long.
142-133. That is Lucas. Vanderway is on Edmondson. He's been hot. He takes Vanderway in, throws up a wild one.
Oh, look at the move by Gervin, but no basket. Offensive foul on George Gervin. George kind of used the back of T.R. Dunn for a trampoline, so T.R. with free throws coming. 3:21 left. All right, let's take a look because it really gets a little sloppy underneath. There's a shot. Pass is off. Ball is down there like a volleyball.
That's a close call.
I didn't see anything.
That's a very close call. T.R. Dunn on the line.
A couple of favorable ones in a row because Kiki threw up a flyer and got stuffed in his face. This is a very important point right now with a 3-point play effect. You need that even point. In college ball, it's the out point. Here, it's the even point. You got one.
143-133. Lucas takes it all the way. Nice block by Al English. Banks. He got it, and he's fouled. Foul is on English.
Spurs just kind of hanging around, just ready to go home. Now all of a sudden they got a little enthusiasm because they're back in it. They become hard now to get the offensive board. Gene Banks, a very dependable player, picks it up. He can cut this down to 7.
It's hard to believe the Nuggets, with the lead they had in the 4th quarter.
Well, Ron, I'll tell you what's happened too. Artis Gilmore just got a good looking on Danis. All of a sudden you look at his eyes and he suddenly is alive. They need it.
They got it. Great move by Issel. It counts, and he's got got a chance for a three-point play.
Well, that might be the one. The harpoon's in now. Let's see if they bend it off. Got a great bounce. Van Issel with the roll.
Gene Banks' serve is fouled out, so Banks and Roberts both gone. Edgar Jones comes back. That was a big hoop for the Nuggets.
Danny Shea's getting ready to check in.
Whistle's tired. He requested a blow. He's got it. The lead is back to 10. 3:08 to go. Lucas, you see him waiting for the ball there as long as possible. The clock doesn't start until he touches it.
This guy wants a shot now.
That's why. He's got 31. 146, 138. Nuggets coming to an 8-point lead. Still need some hoops.
First guy to play some defense now. They got a chance and they know it.
Pistol. Good pass to Ingles. No good, but down by the rebound. 3:24.
That was a lot of screen we've heard tonight from Keith Edmondson. He probably got fouled.
13 on the shot clock, 2:30 on the game clock. Ingles makes his move. Pistol the rebound.
Was he intelligent to bring it back out?
Two big rebounds for the Hawks. Vandeweghe wide open. Got it. 45 for Vandeweghe.
Thank you, Dan Issel.
Dan Issel just killed 50 seconds and got him 2 points. I don't know what more you need. Lucas now. Drives in and they call the foul. It's on Ingles.
Listen to hand Issel get. Chases in. Dan had the big rebounds, 2 of them.
Chays now will have to play Gilmore the final 2 minutes. Big series for Issel. He gets 2 offensive rebounds with the team up by 8 points and kills off 45 seconds on that clock.
Well, I guess strategy now. You assume that Lucas is going to make both if he gets the first. Come down, use up the 24-second clock without losing that aggressiveness. When you heard Doug Moe, passing game, use up the clock.
148, 140. 2 minutes left in regulation. Over to Evans. 15 on the shot clock. Vandeweghe's foul. It's exactly what the Nuggets want. Fouls on Edmondson. Couldn't have a better shooter on the line than Vandeweghe.
Wasn't too long ago where he had the back problems and he could not find the outside shot. I believe he found it against Seattle here. If I remember right, that was the night. He just got the touchback, shot well.
He's got them both, Irv. He has 47 points. His all-time regular season high is 48. Last year on New Year's Day, one of the greatest games ever played in this arena. Doug Moe on the foul called and he got it. Fouls on Gilmore, and that should do it, Ron. Make it close anyway.
Well, it should do it. Spurs really needed one with that possession. Looking at the time on the clock, 1:44 as Paxson gets a call from Bob Bass.
I always want to say that'll do it. You know, remember the three-point shot. And Evans at the line. He's got 10 tonight. They've scored 150 points and they're struggling down the stretch. Kenny Denard will take Danny Shea's here as Evans misses. Big Moe looks like he's been through a war tonight.
Well, Dick Motta had an interesting comment. He says, why do we do this? He says, we're crazy. We're insane. He says, they're insane jobs. Why do we do this? And he'll be back next year and the year after.
That's right. If you spend a lot of time around Doug Moe like we do, he's fun to be with all the time, but physically, as Jordan steps it in, he looks a lot different during the season. 33 for Jordan.
Nuggets by 9. They can take the clock down to about 1:15.
Vandeweghe misses, but a big rebound by Denard. He goes up again and gets it.
Boy, Vandeweghe hit the deck hard. He's hurt. Vandeweghe is still down. He hurt his elbow.
Gervin, another three-pointer for George Gervin. to go.
All right, Doug Moe says use it up. 8-point lead. 2 3-pointers for Gervin.
Minute to go in the game. Gervin knocks it away. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. There's the story, 153 to 145. Nuggets with an 8-point lead. Vandeweghe, a 3-pointer. He got it! That's 50 points for Kiki Vandeweghe. I don't know if the arena knows it yet. That's Lucas.
The three-pointer.
3-point festival tonight. 50 points for Vandeweghe.
Well, he could set another record. His high is 51. It just needs another hoop.
His all-time career high is 51. The crowd screams for Vandeweghe to shoot it. Alex had it stolen, and the Spurs will go to the line. Doug Moe yelling at keeps not to force anything. Hard to get on somebody who has scored 50 points.
Half a hun.
What a performance by Kiki Vandeweghe. 20 baskets. Perfect from the free throw line.
And he never changes his expression.
Always the same. And you think Doug Moe's worried, Dennis, or getting ready to check back in?
Well, you know what Ron is thinking about the game in Phoenix where they scored 8 points in 18 seconds fouling people.
22nd timeout. Irving can happen. Spurs hit this free throw with Gervin on the line. That's a high possibility. They'll be down with 6 with 30 seconds to go.
Got about 2 3-point buckets.
I'll tell you, I don't think Doug Moe will be real pleased after this ball game.
Gotta agree with you.
I can tell just from looking at him now, as you look at the Spurs, and there's Moe, he's upset. They were up 133 to 112, and this was a blowout. Yep. And they just let it get away, and this game is not put away yet.
Lost that intensity for a while because they were coming down, running the break, getting a good shot. They took about 3 or 4 bad shots in a row. And Ron, if the Nuggets can hold on, we'll look back to a couple of key plays. They got a big foul when Vandeweghe threw up a flyer. Dan Issel had 2 key rebounds.
Gervin was called for an offensive foul over Dunn's back. Very debatable call. 33 seconds left. Nuggets 156 to 149. 156 to 150.
All right, you can take it down to about 12 unless you get fouled here.
And I'm sure they would like to hoop, and they're going to foul this. That's really the wrong man to foul. You want to foul T.R. Dunn.
Phoenix beats San Diego at home tonight, 129-104. Larry Nance, 36. Bad plays in the rafters. Cummings at 22.
2 big free throws for Issa here. Spurs, in all probability, will shoot the 3. Dan's got 16. Lead is now back to 7.
One of the dangers when you're trying to prevent the 3-point plays, and you sure you don't foul. Well, the last thing you need is the 4-point play. Never by the end of 26 seconds.
I'm sure they feel pretty confident, but I know the Nuggets don't feel good about how this 4th quarter went. 26 seconds left. Comes Edgar Jones for 3. It is Edgar Jones. An impossible shot.
All right, the Nuggets, if they'll just run it out now, they'll have to be fouled.
They've got to be careful with the ball, and there's the foul. And they've got a good man on the line, Alex Singer. Nuggets 158 is the most points in a regulation game this year. I'll tell you, they have hit 4 3-pointers tonight, but none more acrobatic than the one Edgar Jones just threw in.
Nuggets played great defense there too, Ron.
158 to 153. You'd like to see English hit both of these to give them a 7-point lead.
That's when Rod was important. We got it. Big bounce.
This has been a wild 4th quarter.
The crowd is still here. They know we're leaving when you get that nice little push it.
Lucas got them both. Nuggets now right up on the Spurs as Lucas forces it up, gets it, and it counts, and he'll go to the line. hard to believe.
That man over there is having a tough time believing it.
That's hard to believe. They can cut it to 4 points, and there's still 14 seconds to play.
Make a mistake here. Somebody gets a steal. Nuggets probably use a timeout here to make sure the ball is at midcourt so they don't give up a cheap one. Did Willie intentionally miss it? Yes, he did.
And Evans got the rebound. It's a blocking foul. And that was a big play.
Bissell did a great job blocking out Edward Jones.
And Bissell took a look at Lucas before he shot, and I think Bissell knew. He blocked out, as you said, Irvin. Big rebound.
Plus the penalty from
That's a smart move by Bob Bass. Lucas handled it very well. He got it off the glass and did his job, but Bissell blocked out. The Nuggets lost the Detroit game because they didn't block out. In this case, do the job, and Evans at our line.
Smart play by Lucas, who tried to get two, and Evans. This is the free throw.
I know that.
Oh, there's no way. Now it's going to pour fourth quarter. He's got one, and there's the timeout. 14 seconds left.
Well, you see they got a gas because of the 1 out of 2. You know, you get a three-pointer, you either get a steal or get a foul, or Nuggets drop one.
Spurs have hit 4 3-pointers, and they've all come down the stretch. It was 161 to 155 with 14 seconds left.
Trying to take a look at it. If you don't, on the hoop and throw it out. Huh? We got over 3. Hey, yo. John gets cracked.
161 to 155, and I think you'll see the Spurs shooting a 3.
They'll definitely go for 3, and then first things first. You hit the three-pointer, and then you need a little luck. You need a break.
They have hit 4 threes. Of course, the Nuggets have helped them out by making a field. Bissell, English, Vandeweghe, Dunn, and Evans. 14 seconds left.
Good defense by Evans.
Excellent defense by Evans. And Evans knocks it away. Lucas has it. He'll look for a 3. Edmondson will shoot it. They stop it. And he was on the end line. Denver ball with 8 seconds to go. That should do it. We've said that about half a dozen times tonight. Oh, what a pass. They got a break. Vandeweghe hung on to it. 5 seconds left. English will hold it. Now he'll shoot. He'll get it. At the buzzer, and that's it. So the Nuggets win it. But I'll tell you what. They turned what should have been a rout into something that almost resembled a heart stopper.
I'm getting a little note here from Tom Hohensee, and I'm guessing that it's 318 points, the highest total in a regulation game.
Well, I think we've certainly now answered all the questions of whether or not the Nuggets were going back to the running game. 141 Saturday, 163 tonight. The running game has returned with vengeance.
It's an all-time record in the NBA, 318 points, the highest regulation game between two teams. Well, the one thing, though, I think, they'll be upset, but they do get the win. They do come out and put on a tremendous offensive show with Bissell on the bench with foul problems early. And Vandeweghe just sensational. Fourth quarter, got away a little bit. Spurs hit some three-pointers. Still get it done. They get a win. They're 16th of the year. And about on the same schedule they were a year ago.
That's true. You know, when Vandeweghe, with about 2 minutes to go, hit a three-pointer, it looked like icing on the cake. That came out down the end to be a very important three. It really was. And there were some close calls in there. And the Spurs, a veteran club, and as you so astutely pointed out, they were out of this game. They'd given up. And when they sensed that Denver would let them back in, Gilmore and Gervin and a couple of the veterans took over, and they made themselves a run.
We did a ball game here a year ago against the New Jersey Nets, and they came in about the same way, a tired ball club, and they just, wanted to go home, and Denver let them hang around, and all of a sudden, they got a couple of breaks, and they come back and get the job done. Tonight, Denver is able to hold on, 163-155.
Just made the announcement on the PA that Kiki Vandeweghe had 50 points, and he will be our guest on the Player of the Game show coming up next. We'll be back with Kiki Vandeweghe. Final score here from McNichols Sports Arena tonight. Denver 163 and San Antonio 155. This is the Cable Sports Network.